Antonio, how are you?
Good, good. I'm fine. What about you?
Yeah, not too bad. You're my first guest on the Truth Tank, so big welcome.
Oh, wow. Thank you, thank you. Well, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, first guest, first international guest, so this is kind of a big deal. Hoping to have more guests in the future, but you are number one.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you.
So you have quite a story to tell, which is why you're here. It's a topic that I'm very into: extraterrestrials, aliens, UAPs, UFOs. Um, yeah, you have quite a story, and you're the author of Gods or Civilisations from the Stars. So I think we'll start at the beginning. Go into your story, how
Yeah,
this all came about, and some of your experiences, and we'll work our way back through
yeah.
there.
Well, everything started 1978. Uh, I'm Portuguese. I was living in Portugal that time. I have 11 years old, and uh, and I live in a small farm, and it's a small village, less than 1,000 people. Everybody know everybody. And what are we doing? Because it's small, nothing happened. And even kids at night, we go to the club and we enjoy until like 11 p.m., 12 p.m., and we come home. One day, in this case, one night, I told my friend, the name Alex, and said, okay, we go dinner. After dinner, we met at the club. And he said, no, 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 just go in my house and we go together. Well, between his house and my parents' house, they have a lot of olives trees, and it's all dark. And of course, I did that 1,000 times, but that night there was real different. I was walking to his house between the trees, and when I look up, they have that big, big light, white light. There must be above 5, 6 trees, olive trees, how big that thing is. And I just look at that for a while. I don't know if it was a minute. I don't know. And that come in my mind. No, I must run and call my friend. I want somebody to see that light. It's funny because when this thing happened, I even doesn't know the word UFO. We don't know because on TV we have just one channel, and that time in Portugal it's government channel. Uh, and I run, and when I was with him, I said, "Cool, come on, I want to show you something in the sky, a light." When we go back there, the light, I I think it's the same light. They will change. It's no more white light, but orange light, and they move real slow above the trees. We just keep looking that thing, and just that looks like slow, and that's it until it appear, and we don't see it anymore. And we look each other, like I said, we have no name for that thing. It's a light. It's a light. And I explained him what I saw. There was a white. Now it's orange. I was did that before. Well, after that light, looks like was no danger, nothing. They come. They change everything. They change the mind of the kid with 11 years old. And I start interested about religions, astronomy, archaeology, things doesn't make for 11 years old doesn't make too much change. Wow, sorry.
Mm.
And this is why uh, and I stop go out with my friends and stay at home, read the Bible, takes some chapters from the Bible, and this is why with 11 years old they start write my book because that light. After that, they come have dreams. The dreams sometimes come true, and I tell my friends, "Look, I have that dream, strange dream," and that is not big deal the dream. But what I understand is, forever the light did uh, change, and they like, okay, now we are forever it is with you, and I start got the calls. I call calls is I'm home. I'm still at this, and in my brain is you must go someplace. In that area, we have a lot of dolmens and cromlechs, and when I say a lot, it's 100. No, it's not 10 or 20. It's a lot. and there was specific one place I was walking where it's a dome. I was walking over there, stay over there. Like I said, I'm still doing it. The change the place because I'm living in the United States, and when I move to another city, but always it's in some place like megaliths place, you know.
Mm.
And when I was there, uh, I think nothing happened. I'm just stay over there for 35, 45 minutes. Like I said, it still happened. Uh, and after a while, I have that feeling you must leaving. You know, that feeling you have forgo that place. After a while, you have that feeling. Get out of here. Just go,
Mm.
and don't stay here anymore. And just don't look back. Just go. And I'm just walking. You know, and and I know all the time that things happen. This that I have a relationship. I think it's because that light. I saw the light that light. You know,
Interesting. So you had no prior knowledge about UFOs or lights in the sky prior to seeing this.
nothing.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Before the light, nothing. And it's funny because after 3 months, 2.5, 3 months, Alex, my friend, found in the newspaper some news about in Spain they saw a UFO, Portuguese, Spanish ovni, and from that one we give a name for that. Like now we saw an ovni UFO too, but until that there was a light, and that's so when you tell for another people, most of the people laughed and doesn't believe in you, especially kids. We call light. From that day, now we change. Now we call UFO. You know, and after that, even at night, they come real strange. It's the paralyzed. You know, and this is the all my life is the what scared me more. I and a lot of I was working in a hospital for 25 years in Portugal. Now I work here in hospital too in the United States. Uh, and I talked with the doctors about that, friend doctors, and because that paralyzed, a lot of said, "Oh, you must be sleeping, and your body, you know, like try to explain scientific." But the problem is, the most of the time I was not sleeping. I was in the bed, but I was not sleeping, and I start feeling that paralyzed stuff of the feet and real fast take on my body. I I scream and no sounds come out. And when I was free from that, I was a kid. I'm just run to the bedrooms from my parents, and that things come. It's, I don't say every week, but this comes so normal. Even my parents, they buy a little sofa, and they go that sofa go to them bedroom. For when I run, I just go over there and sleep the last the night in its bedrooms, and that is what must scare me. All my
Hmm.
experience I have, you know, there was the paralyzed.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So you had no idea what was happening. It was just
No, you
you were
know
conscious that
the
you were
things.
waking up.
Everything until I come 1987 to United States for the first time, I don't know nothing about missing time. Things happen,
Hmm.
and I have no names for that. You know, I call now paralyzed because that's why I listen. Because after when I come 1987, I start enjoy the MUFO and where you have that meetings, and that is the moment I start listening. People have this. Of course, it's not same experience, but real close that the experience I have from Men in Blacks, uh, and till that time, I don't know nothing about that. I have not explained for nothing that you know.
Interesting. So was this like every night, or was this just random occurrences, or was this like like this was happening every single night?
No. Well, let's go. This is a long time ago, but let's go say maybe 5, 6 times a month. You know,
Okay.
I got a more the calls than that, and the good because the call doesn't make pay nothing. Man. Just call and just go for that place. I even does not nothing because nothing happened. That's what I thought. Nothing happened. That 35, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, but this one it's a real. You know, you can move. You can well, you can scream, but no sounds at all for him, And but this is real that they take. I don't know. It's not to a month. I can tell you real 4 or 5, and I think 5 is too much times a month. I think it's too much. You know.
Yeah, I remember I had a dream once when I was trying to scream and nothing comes out, and it's pretty scary when you have those. I mean, it's only like for myself just a dream, but it is very scary when you can't do anything and you basically
Yeah.
you're trapped, or you like you said, like you're paralyzed, and you don't know what's going on, and you're screaming, but nothing's coming out. It must have
Yeah,
been a very
and
terrifying experience.
you can go any place to explain that,
Yeah.
and and if you for my mother, they come to religion stuff, it's like oh, I don't know, there was devil or something like that. She still doesn't. She still go. Everything happened with me. It's more religion than UFOs. Every but it's real. That was real tough that time. But after I don't know, maybe 2 years, everything gone, and I never nothing happened with me. They paralyzed me no more. That was just about 2 years, or maybe less than 2 years. The calls the call they still. I have the calls.
So your mother thought it was like a religious experience type of a thing.
Excuse me.
So did your mother think it was like a religious
Yeah,
thing, like
yeah,
a
yeah,
demon possession or something?
yeah. They
Yeah.
would tell us it must be something, and they talk with my aunt. But the funny thing, it's nobody told me in my family. Just when I was grew up, this run in my family, see lights and strange things from my grandmother. I have sister, and right now we grew up and they talking open. We sit down. And if you go sit down and go ask, hey, what's happened? They talk normal. Hey, you see that light? I remember my aunt tell for my uncle, you see when it was kids, you have that lights go through the walls, through the ceiling, and then dancing around us. And my uncle, oh yes, of course I remember. They come. Not now. It's a normal. When I say now, we talk when I have 30, 35 years, so they come a normal, and the people open, but they even that my aunt, there must be something in the area of the religion area. No, they never use the UFO words, nothing.
Interesting. You said something earlier about when you were 11, you had information like come to you, like archaeology and science and maths. Can you touch upon that a bit more?
Yeah. Well, the first they change how I see my class, history class. I remember I was in that time at the history class. We had the Pyramids and Sumerians, and I look for that when the teacher talking. I said, "Oh no, you are all wrong. This is nothing that happened." But of course I can't say nothing. But it's uh, the mind, the kid, they change everything. They start believing about who built the pyramids. One of the things we talked about 78 is the time when this is one of the things I learned when I the first night after the saw the light. It's the time we have just one time. We have no past. We have no present. We have I'm sorry. We have past and future. We have just the present. This is the one information I got from that light that night. Plus they are here long time. They what they call the gods. What I understand that information they give me is the gods. You have one god in the top, but all that people call gods in the Bible and another religion, it's them. It's not the god. The god is top of that. This is what I learned from that night at the light. But like I said, everything is all confused. And when I start take shepherd from the Bible, the most of the time I even doesn't know what I'm doing. I'm just taking. Now I reading that, and I have that in the book, and say, well, I got that ideas with 11 years old. God's take some stuff from the angels they did that they really opposite of the religion of the church, But I know everything was from that night.
So, like so you're trying to say like the gods are like interconnected with different religions. They're all basically the same
No,
gods or the same deities.
what I understand for what my experience is, they have some different beings from some different parts of the universe, and they come to the earth, and each ones they go in the different parts of the planet, and this
Okay,
is
yeah.
and they make the experience with the monkeys and them and DNA, them, and this is why we come. This is what this every this is real confusing that time, not now, but that time, and because and this is, if you go thinking, is we say all the human beings is the same, but we have the DNA different because not the monkey they go be the same experience, but the part of the DNA from the aliens it's different, and this is why we have DNA different in the planet. This is they come in my dreams, and I can tell if this is true or not. I don't know, but this is why I figured out after a while. I figured out this is what they try tell me.
Yeah, it's like a very much like Eric von Daniken's theories about ancient aliens. Yeah,
It's a lot like that. It's funny because I just know that about everyone. Then one more time, just when I come to United States, because
yeah. Well, I don't. I mean, I don't think he wrote his first book until the mid or late '60s. I don't think so.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
Shadows of the Gods.
yeah, because I've been into Eric von Daniken for many years, and I'm a big believer in ancient aliens, and yeah, like you were saying, like experimentation with monkey DNA and basically the gods are what we think of as gods, ancient Greek or ancient Mayan, were actually like extraterrestrials or something
Yeah,
like that, and they spread out across the world.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's very interesting because like I've been to Mexico and seen the pyramids, and there's some very strange anomalies with how
yeah.
a lot of that stuff is built.
I was for 1 month in Egypt. If you want to go in that place, you figure out real this is impossible. The man made
Yeah.
all. The men have a lot of technology, advanced technology, a long time ago, and they lost everything and they forget everything. Well,
Mm,
don't lose almost impossible. How come all civilization they go lost the technology? They
mm,
forget the technology. This is impossible. But if you go in the match, even that's Aztecs and Mayas when the Spanish go in that place, they told them we don't build in that. This thing
mm.
is it was there already when we come.
I think you're 100% right. With there has to be some type of missing technology from the ancient past. There's no way the pyramids were built by slave labor, ropes, pulleys, and wooden rollers. I mean, we can't even replicate some of this stuff with today's modern construction equipment. I don't know how they
Yeah,
did it like back then.
and one thing is when the people talking about how they building, it's not just that; it's the information
Yeah.
that the construction have, and like Kiops, it's right in the middle of the planet,
Mm,
north, south. They must know all the planet for they building right in that place, and it's it's real strange. We try understand that was made by men, or like I said, or the human beings they have a great technology a long time ago.
yeah, I think that's 100% right because all those sites all line up around the world. And it's like, how could they have done that randomly? How could the pyramids of Giza line up with Teotihuacan in Mexico and then
Yeah,
Stonehenge and places all around the world? It seems completely impossible that could be just random coincidence. It has to be
yeah,
some
yeah.
type of mathematical planning.
This is like the constellations. If you see the ancient civilizations, they they write, let's go say like that. They design in the sky almost identical all the
Mm,
civilizations. How can this is totally impossible? Because if you ask somebody don't know nothing about constellations, okay, now I want you just by mind, okay, design Orient constellations. I give you help. F 8 stars. It never go right by mind. The
Mm,
same thing. The constellation. It's impossible. And all the civilizations have the same. Of course, it's different names, but the design is all the same. And another thing is the 12 main constellations for all ancient civilizations too. You know,
yeah. Yeah, that well,
yeah, just
it's
one thing. They must be in touch with each other. What's it? So I think it's impossible.
yeah, because it's almost like these civilizations had like knowledge overlap. Like once a civilization teaches another one, and it's kind of goes down the staircase a bit. But these civilizations existed at like different time periods and different places in the world that seemingly had no
Yeah,
connection with one another, but they all built pyramids. They all follow the constellations. They all
and
essentially the pyramids. The design might change culture to culture, like the Mayans, the Egyptians and the pyramids in Indonesia, but it's relatively the same architect. It's the same blueprint, just artistically a bit different.
yeah, and another thing is why they building that.
Exactly right. Why are they building it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
why they have one guy in the South America think, oh, let's go building a pyramid. They have a guy in the Egypt
yeah.
and China, oh, let's go building a pyramid. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't, and the locations they build them are probably like the hardest possible locations you could build. Like they're not really built like in a convenient spot. When you look at the Incas, like Machu Picchu, why did they build that giant city on the top of a mountain? It couldn't have been easy getting the construction material there using alpacas and human beings carrying
Yeah,
up these massive. Well, what if we go with mainstream archaeology? How do they get them up there? Why do they pick that spot? And then how did
yeah,
it?
and if they are so advanced, why they go building that? It's not
Mm,
just why. Okay, let's go building that thing over there. There must be have a reason, for the place. There must be have a reason. And now with all the scientists and the year by year, the archaeology start discover more stuff, and that they will be understand everything why they do that.
mm. And it is because I mean I studied archaeology several years ago, and honestly, a lot of what they teach is just so BS. Like they have no real explanation why things were built. They kind of just go with the theories that were handed down 100 years ago when the first English explorers went to Egypt and places like that. I studied ancient archaeology, ancient history of Israel and the Near East. And I remember this one class I had, the archaeologist was saying, we have no idea how King Herod built the giant walls around Solomon's temple, because the bottom foundation rocks are like 19 feet long and 8 feet high, and they weigh hundreds of tons. And they said, well, they have no idea how they built them, but they probably just put them in wooden rollers and just rolled them down to the site. I'm like, okay, if you think about that, how would they have cut the rock to lift it onto apparently wooden rollers or a wooden
Yeah,
wheel or something to get it into position, then lift it off with presumably a wooden crane to put it into position? The physics don't make
yeah,
sense.
yeah. Yeah, but it's like I said before. It's not just how they building; it's the information that
Mm,
that ones have. And that I think how they're building. If they can explain how they're building now, what and where they come from, all that information. This is
mm.
for me. It's very interesting. It's that part where, well, they come all that information. You know.
It's a very interesting question because I know when we went to Teotihuacan, like nobody knows who built that. The Aztecs
Yeah.
apparently found the city, then just renovated it, converted it.
Yeah.
But who built it? I mean, there's no record of the city appearing, and then all of a sudden the Aztecs find it in the middle of basically nowhere because it's a fair way away from the other Aztec cities. It's like about an hour and a bit outside of Mexico City, and it's not really near any water sources. It's a pretty dry, arid area, and yet there's just this gigantic city there. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. 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 And for like at the beginning is why we go make that.
Exactly right, and the
And you
pattern.
can imagine if it's like the history that like we learn in the school and archaeology now, how long time they go take for building one that things.
Mm,
They go take forever.
Yeah,
because they have a thousand people work. Yeah, but we gotta think one thing. They have a lot thousand. Yeah, it's a slaves. They don't pay nothing. But when you got all that people, where they must rest because they can be work 24 hours. Where they
mm,
take that people, thousand people, they give a food what? When you give a food for one, the last one, the soup must be cold, real cold, because how come they can give food for it, and they have food for all these people, even they have slaves for that. They don't need the slaves to do another stuff, the and the doesn't make if you go real tanking that doesn't make any sense.
no, it doesn't make any sense. And when you think of like, if you believe the normal archaeology, like they used what 10,000 slaves to build the pyramids of Egypt, you would need 4,000 people just cooking to feed the slaves. You need thousands more people, artisans making the equipment for the slaves to use. You would need stonemasons, people cutting stone, transport it. The logistical operations are mind-boggling. I mean, you think of it today
Yeah,
with,
always I said with that big story like the Alexander the Great, that they have 200,000 people, 300,000 military people, and I said, uh, why we don't take some zeros from that? Because uh, where you have all the food for that one, you
mm,
know, and if you go see now close the time closed when what the Second World War. The Americans they building if the Germans they building factories for make food just for the war,
yeah,
prepared because what the guys do, sometimes I make something funny is what about the men room for these guys? They keep in the one place one place for what? For 1 month, 200,000 guys. Where's the men room for that guys? Even that does make. I think I always say it's better the history teachers they start cut some zeros in the school word because it doesn't make any sense.
no,
They
it
say
doesn't make any sense because just the support, like you were saying, like, I mean, 10,000 guys, workers have to piss somewhere, don't they? I mean,
yeah,
they got to live somewhere. They got to eat. They got to rest. I mean, where's the fresh water coming from? Where's where's like the grain coming from just to make the bread to feed them? The logistics just don't make any sense. You think
yeah,
they would find camps that were like, stretching out into the desert into Egypt because of you need so many logistical, parts just to support these quote unquote slaves building the pyramids. And what you're saying about Germany in World War II, like you had to build a factory just to make the food to feed the troops.
yeah, yeah. That's right. And well, it's, the people believe whatever they want to believe in. And,
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that topic of history. Just thinking, it's like this gigantic mystery that no one's really closer to solving. The how was this made? How do they do this? We can't make a pyramid today with construction equipment and modern day tools, but they managed to do it apparently with copper chisels and a couple of oxes. It doesn't make any
yeah,
sense. And
yeah,
then when you look at a civilization like the Mayans, who didn't have a large pack animal, they didn't have metal, they didn't even have the wheel apparently at that time.
yeah.
How did they do any of this stuff? They went out to the jungle and just carried rocks with them. Apparently, like how did they?
And another thing, always they use the stone. It's not in the area. It's always far away
Yeah,
from the area.
yeah, that's a good point.
You know why they don't build in west. Where's the stone?
Exactly right.
It's
Yeah,
more easy. But no, it's always this far away from the area. Always.
yeah. Was it Egypt? The main stone came from like 30 miles away somewhere else, and they had to apparently float it down the Nile. So why wouldn't they use the stone that was available to them at the site? It's the same story all the time. The like Machu Picchu, the
Yeah,
stone comes from like a completely different province or something like that. So why make
yeah.
your job harder? Why wouldn't you just use the rocks that are on the ground or what's readily available? Why would these people?
In this case, maybe the stone is not so good for building that. But
Yep.
we go see another case is okay. The stone is 1 mile. I'm so 100 miles from that place. Just go building in that place, not
Exactly right. Yeah, why not
yeah,
build transfer the building to the place where the stone actually is? Because yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Because you don't get that today. You don't. Oh, we're going to build something in a most inconvenient spot. You get
yeah,
yeah, you try to pick the spot where it's most convenient, where you have the sources of construction materials. You don't tend to buy things from like from the bottom of Africa if you're going to make a building in New York. You try to source the stuff as
yeah,
locally as possible.
yeah. That's right.
So you also said about science too. Like, did you know anything about science or anything before? So you said you were 11 years old when this information came to you.
No,
So
no. I tell you about the story 1980 when I because our village it's a small and you have just school until the sixth degree. After that, we must go for big. We go move for big city, and in the mornings we have a bus. This is about the two rights, strange rights, but it's about what we're talking. And in the morning we have the bus. They pick up the studying, the old students, and but in the afternoon we must wait for the bus, and sometimes we have just class until 12:30 p.m. and we have just the bus 6:37 p.m. and we keep all that afternoon over. And from the our village, that city is 23 kilometers, and someone what decides will go to in the road and ask for right. Uh, and people give a right. Not now it's different, but at that time the people give a right to us, and we have no afraid. It's different. And one day I was with a friend of mine, asked for right, uh, and like a normal day, we do that, and 3 years we do that 2 days a week. And one day I was with a friend of mine, and I asked for right, like kids think, and one asked for 5 cars right, and who got the right go next to the driver, kid thing. And I was with a friend of mine, and they come a black car, a real nice black car. We talked 1980, and the car stopped. I'm sorry, 1980. And the car stopped, and the one that surprised me and my friend is the window. The window it was electrical, right? It's not manual. And we talked 1980 in Portugal. We have just one channel, and it's a real nice car. And I just like that, just look at the driver, and the guy doesn't even ask where we go. He just come inside, come inside. I'm sitting down next to the driver, and my friend sit down in the back. And now this comes strange is when you start drive, it normal. The people ask, "Oh, the school going?" Well, that kind of questions, and because 1980, I have 14 years old, 30, 14 years. Uh, the first question he did is what I think about Bermuda Triangle. I said, what? From nowhere. And and I look at the guy, but even doesn't wait till I don't go give you answer anyway, but he start talking about aliens, who built the pyramids. I even doesn't know what he talking when he said DNA. He talked. It's the first time I listened the word hybrid. I never, but I just listened to the guy talking. Uh, uh, talk all kind of different things, and it's a guy around 17, 75 years old. It's all black suit. Uh, and when we got close to the village, normal, they drop us on the road and we're walking inside the village. This guy doesn't do that. He go inside. And the funny thing is, we don't say where we live. And the guy stopped first time right in the front of the door of my friend, drop him, and they go, drop me in the front of the gate of the farm of my parents. And he turned to me and said, look, you go reading 3 books. Try read these 3 books. I just remember one. It's UFO in Fatima. Fatima, it's famous place, church place in Portugal. Uh, and he just leaving. After a while, 2, 3 months, I was with another friend, and this is real more strange. And they said for reading that books, and one is the UFOs in Fatima, and he just left after a couple months. Not I don't know, maybe 2, 3 months. I was with another friend, and in the same place, asked for a ride, and he come a black car, nice car. I even just remember because we go in the ride twice a week, and the car stopped, and the window opened again, and when I look, there was the same guy, but this one is now it's different because they have another guy in the back of the driver. I don't see the too much about the another guy. Just in the corner of the eyes, I know they have another guy. But okay, I'm sit down next to the driver again, and we're talking about another friend. Sit down next to the another guy in the back, and it start drive. The first thing he asked me is if I read the books, and I say I lie, and I give an excuse. I was be studying a lot, but I know he doesn't believe. Well, but even I understand this. He doesn't care about my answer. He asks, but he doesn't care about too much about. And he start talking all over again. Aliens build the pyramids, DNA hybrids. He start talking all over, all the way. Well, when we go be next to the village, he do the same. And it just dropped my friend, another friend in a different house. It just dropped him, and it just dropped me in the same place. And he told me, okay, one day, just keep. He said, okay, just keep doing what you're doing, and one day we go see again. As far as I know, I never saw the guy anymore. But in the morning, the strange is in the morning when we wait for the bus, 8 o'clock, he come my friend, that friend, and he come and he start talking about the ride we have, and he said, "Hey, that was really strange, that guy." And he described the guy. They said he has all black suit, the clothes is all black. He has a sun. He said he has a cool sunglasses. The hair is cut like the army, and this guy between 23, 25, 26 years old. It's not more than that. And he said, he doesn't look at me one time. Even when I go inside the car, I'd say hello. He doesn't look at me, doesn't say nothing. Keep all the time. Just go look ahead. And but he said, and one time, because he doesn't move, doesn't do nothing, and I look real for him, his face. And he said, this is when I saw something strange. His face. He said, it's like a wax, white wax. It's so white. Remember, he said, I was looking a couple of times, just sure if it's a toy, it's a man, or what is sit down over there with me. And when I come outside, I say, okay, goodbye. He does look at me, doesn't say one word. He just keeps straight look, you know. And this is, and I just start talking or listening about, like I said before, Men in Blacks when I come here and I go to meetings to the MUFO because we even doesn't know. We never talk about that anymore, about that, right? Me and that friend. Doesn't matter the first one and the second one, but we never talk again about that.
So you had no idea who this guy was. He just randomly just appears
No,
and
not
starts
disappears.
just asks you about aliens.
Now all this year, what I understand is it was not a coincidence because, of course, we got some rights for same people, but we know that people and they know us. It's different. And the strange thing is the subject they talk about is nothing, So out the blue, they'll say that have not any sense in the doesn't make any logic. He start ask me about the Bermuda Triangle and start talking all the time. And one thing after the years, I am, start thinking when we grow up, it's the things he told me and our clothes we are from the village and the city, and how fast that car going, I have that feeling you have not time for all that, all that. Or you must talking so fast, and the a lot of things does make sense, about that to write. And one of the things my friend used to really surprise the first one is how we know where we live, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna
This,
say that. Like, how did he know where you lived? Like, how did
yeah,
he know just to pull up?
and they must know three houses from the first friend, second friend, and all mine. They were the same all the time, but you know. And he knows they even doesn't ask nothing. He just go drop, stop in the front of the house, drop him first, and my second. Okay, he knows the first is surprised. The second is not surprised because he dropped me already one time. But how we know where we live?
Mm.
They didn't know my name, nothing. You know. Uh, I, well, but like I said, we never talk about that anymore. Matter of fact, I don't want the second friend. I don't see him from maybe 1986. I never saw him again. He
Hmm.
just moved for another city. I come to United States, and I go back to Portugal 1998, and now I'm here again. But it's funny because this is a strange thing, and we never met and talking about that.
It's yeah, it's a really really strange encounter. Like, what kind of vibe did this guy give off? He said his skin was like a waxy, had a kind of
Yeah,
a
the
waxy
the
look
the
to it.
the first one, the guy that drive that looks like I said, 75 years old. Uh, it looks like for me, that looks like normal. But for my friend, the guy who was sitting in the back. He's real. It's a real strange. It's a confusion. And they said, yeah, the guy is no indication, doesn't say good morning, nothing, even doesn't look at me,
Mm.
nothing. It's strange. For more, what real strange is when you go inside the car, another guy is sit down next to you. They can look at you or say something, or even doesn't say, but they look at you when you go inside the car. No, he said even that they keep. Like he said, I was looked twice, three times away. He said, for I make sure the guy is a human being. It's not a toy because this guy doesn't move nothing, even a arm, finger. It doesn't move nothing.
Mm.
And we talk about here 23 kilometers. We don't talk about here 1 kilometer. It's for fast that guy going, but at least they go take maybe 10, 15 minutes or 20 minutes for do that 23 kilometers.
Mm. Such a strange encounter. It makes, I mean, to me, he sounds like he's like a robot or something like that. Just how you've described this guy.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing. The first thing he asks you is, "Have you heard of the Bermuda Triangle?" He doesn't say, "Hi, how are you?" Like, nice weather or anything like that. It's just,
Usually they ask about the school, how the school going, and
yeah,
or something like that. No, the guy, the first thing when I'm sit down and he start drive, I don't remember if you say good morning or not. That part I'm not remember, but I remember the first question is, what do you think about the Bermuda Triangle? What this come from? But the funny, he asked, but he don't wait for the answer. He start talking right
mm,
away. He didn't even when he asked me the second time about the book, uh, he doesn't wait for I say nothing, but I must really say fast. Oh no, I'm not, and it's not. Okay, you give the answer. I don't care about what the answer you give me. I must tell that story, and they start all over again. Tell me all they. I don't say it told me everything, but the subject is the same. Appearance, hybrids, DNA. You know, uh, eh, that was real strange. Real strange.
mm. It's absolutely bizarre. Like, had you heard of the Bermuda Triangle before he had mentioned it?
Yes, yes,
Yep.
and this is funny because I was just reading in that time some book about the Bermuda Triangle, and this is, after long time, I was figuring out that one day I was thinking, wait, I was reading that case, 19, the flight 19 appear in the
Yep.
Bermuda Triangle, and I was reading that about 3, 4 days or 5 days ago when the guy when I got the ride, And but you're a kid, and I was surprised already with the question. I'm not going to think, oh yes, uh, because like I said, he asked me, but he don't wait for the answer. He just keep talking. I even can say, oh yeah, I read the book. No, I have no time for that. He start talking. There was two strange rights. I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say it's completely bizarre. Then to see like another, basically a man in black later on in your life as well, because I don't think there's too many people who've had one encounter with like a man in black, but you've had several spread out, which is even I think weirder too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely not a coincidence. I don't think. I mean, it couldn't be a coincidence. It's too random.
No, no. And that road, it's a road. It's from Lisbon to Spain. You have a lot, not too much cars because at that time you have not too many cars in the 80s in Portugal. But it's not, it's real strange area. All I say is it's the middle anywhere, nowhere, because I live in the place, it's a country place, Like I said, my village, the next city is 23 kilometers. You have nothing between that. You still have nothing between that. It's just ranches and farms. This is what it is, And in the middle nowhere, I have a right for that guy twice, and with that kind of story, this happened.
It's very weird. So, what age were you when this happened?
Well, this is 1980. I'll be 14 years old.
14 years. Okay, yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm from 65. This is 80, but this is in the beginning of the year, the 80s, and I'm just to the 15th November. There must be 14 years old that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 14 years old. That was.
Yeah. So from there, what else happens? Like, what else did
Well,
you experience in this time period?
1981, I got another experience with my father, and like I said, we still have the farm, and we have cows and all kind of animals, and we have big dogs, real big dogs. I just say that about the big dog. That kind of dogs they fighting with the cows. It's not a real. And one day I was watching TV, that channel. You have just one channel till 19, I think 1919 something, when I had the second channel. And we watched that the program, and all the dogs, my dog, my parents' dog, my father's dog, and the neighbors' dogs, they all start making a lot of noise. And I tell my father, oh, I want to go outside and see what's happened with the dogs. When I step outside the house, everything is quiet. No dog, no noise at all. No cows, no horse, no dogs, nothing. There was like the time stop. And I called the dogs. Nothing. I don't know where the dogs was. Uh, and I remember even the neighbors' dogs. All it's quiet. In that moment, I look up and I saw that big cylinder, orange cylinder, real big, big. I never saw a thing so big in the sky until today. And I called my father. I said, hey, come inside, outside for see this thing in the sky. And I want to just tell you, he was living in Germany. I was living in Germany till 10 years old. My father was an immigrant in Germany. And my father come outside and looked at thing. There was a blue thing, real big, big, big. And he just looked, and we keep looking that for a couple minutes, and they go, okay. And my father said, I'm going inside. This thing there must be from Russians or from Americans or something like that. And they go just, and I just keep a couple minutes, look at that thing, and I go back inside too, and that thing wasn't still in the sky. I'm just walking inside. I don't know what that thing is. And after a couple minutes, we start listening all the dogs and animals, everything. But it's one thing. Even my father, he knows he can listen any noise from any animals, but it doesn't call the animals. I did, but it doesn't. It just look and this must be American or Russian. Then you go inside again, and after a while, a couple of minutes, all the noise come, the normal noise, dogs, everything come normal, and I go step outside and I look at the sky. That thing is gone, and I call the dogs. All the dogs come next to me. All the life there was normal,
Hmm.
and when I come to MUFO, they that organization they called cigarettes shape at that time, the
Mm.
mothership. But that thing is, I never saw in my life so big. I think that thing is so big. I don't know. You can go the Boeing plane, maybe six, seven Boeing planes inside that thing
Wow.
because that thing is, and I don't believe there was just us. So that it's impossible. That thing is
Yeah.
so big. You know, like I said, that thing is huge. And the one the thing is no noise at all, nothing. You know,
Mm.
and forever that thing was making effect of the all animals, not just ours, but all in the neighbors. Everything was quiet. It's like the time stop. That's how I can describe that. Everything looks like everything stopped, and if that thing move, they move. They looks like they move slow, but I don't know how far away that thing is. I know it's big, but I don't know how big the could be
Mm.
because I don't know how far away that thing was.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's I mean, it's fascinating on one hand, but also scary that something that big is just floating silently in the sky.
Yeah,
So you said it could
yeah.
fit like 6 or 7 planes in it.
That big plane. Oh yeah,
So that's
that
a
that thing. It was real. It's so big, so big.
so like a essentially like a couple like a basically a kilometer long,
There must be. I don't
something
know
like that. I
because I
mean,
don't know how far away is that thing. But one thing, how big that is, they must make a lot of noise. How big
mm,
is? But no, no noise at all. Nothing, nothing.
no, there's nothing
And
on Earth that's remotely that big in terms of aircraft.
yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
this is nothing. This is nothing for aircraft. This aircraft is nothing compared with the big that thing is. And the boat me and after a while, maybe after almost 20, more than 20 years more, one day I talked with my father about that, and he still remember that. He still
Mm,
remember the dog. My father passed away last year, but he, he still remember the dogs. He still remember the no sounds at all, no
mm.
animals, nothing. Looks like I said, looks like the time stopped when that thing passed.
Yeah,
And
that's interesting too.
and I believe it's impossible they were just us because how big that thing is. And
Mm,
I don't know, they must be around there was in June, July, and there was be around maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's not dark, but it's not well, it's summertime, the day is it's longer, and there was day still a day.
mm.
And there must be that time.
So like sunset time, like
Yeah,
yeah,
well, I think yeah, like that, but
like
well, we can
daylight
see,
savings.
but it's more light than dark.
Yeah.
This is why, and it's funny because it's a small village, and I never listened to somebody tell the story. He saw that thing in the sky, but
Mm,
maybe there was like my father. He just look, see that thing, this American or Russian,
yeah.
and he just go inside, and that's that. And for I was a kid, for me that was explained. Okay, it's that, and I was believing too. And I just after a couple of minutes, I'm go inside too. And this is not like now. You have cell phones, nothing. In that time we
Yeah.
have nothing that. The But I never forget how big it was. That thing was.
Yeah, it's
It's really
amazing.
amazing.
Like,
It's really amazing. And I got after 1986, I got my first missing time. And one more time, I don't know, call missing time, one more time who helped me. There was the MUFO organization. And this is March 14, 1986. And I got another missing time with my daughter, 2018. That's one I'm sure about that ones. I don't know when it was the paralyzed, what's happened because, but this one I know. I was with the friends I have 86. I have 20 years old, not 21 yet. And I went with another friend with a bike. And we were real close to the gate of the farm of my parents. And one of the guys said, "Oh, it's almost, this is March 14, 1986. Uh, it's almost 7 p.m. Let's go do, let's go eat, go dinner, and we go met in the club." The same story. It's still the same, the small village. Uh, and okay, everybody agreed. We had maybe 6, 7 guys over there. And I was about what? Less than 100 meters from the gate of the farm. When I go almost inside the gate, I look up and I saw that light. The light is between orange and red, yellow, but not in the same time. When it's come yellow, yeah, change for orange, orange go red, and I look at this. I never remember I have a star like that in that time. What I did with the bicycle, I go around to the farm and catch another road. When I catch another road, the light was close to me, and I know there was no more a star. There was some light, strange light, and I look at the light. I stop the bike, and I look at the light. The light just appears and appears in the right side, my right side of the road. It did that dancing for 4 times. After that, just appeared. And I look at the time. There was 7:45. I said 7:45. This can't be 7:45. I go back again at the bike. I'm sure all about this happened because there was my friend told me it's almost 7, and now it's 7:45. And I go to the gate, the entrance of the farm, and go back again. And they take me less than 5 minutes to be there, you know. And till today, I'm still don't understand where is the last half hour that was gone. And that was real strange that time that thing happened. And one more time when I come to MUFO and with the meetings and I start listening about missing time and say, "Oh, I got that thing, I got that thing too one day," you know. And after that, 2000, like I said, 2018, I got another missing time. Is There was a Sunday, and my daughter was I got divorced in that time already, and my daughter is with me, and we go visit my parents, and we have a dinner. We play cards with my sister, and my sister says, "Oh, okay, I must leave because I must go to work tomorrow." More and the farm from the farm my parents until where I live in another city is the capital of a state. It's called Évora. It's 29 kilometers. It's not far away, but it's a straight. It's a short road. When you come a car from the front, you must give F road for the car, not F road for us, because that doesn't go. And I want to go just explain that we must go inside a small village around 500 people or 600 people, no more. But we must go inside. We must drive inside for that road, that road, for for the city where I was living that time. Well, the story start like that. I go inside with the car with my daughter. We go start drive. I start drive, and when I go that road, I look at the watch of the car, and it was 11, 11 p.m. And I said for my dog, "Oh, it's 11 p.m. Maybe we go stop in one hill, a little hill, and we talk like we always we doing, and we stop the car and see the sky, and maybe we have time for that." And my daughter look at the cell phone and said, "Oh yeah, it's 11 p.m. It's not too late." This is the last thing we remember. After we are half mile, uh, let's say 2 kilometers from my farm, from my house, and we are stopped in the stop sign. And I look, and she look at me, I look at her, and she asked me, "I don't remember we talking nothing all the way till here." And my daughter in that time there was 2000. My daughter at that time between 11 12 years old. And she turned and said, "What?" And she asked me, "Well, we don't stop at that hill like we do uh, uh, always." And and she asked me another thing is, I even don't remember we passed that village. And I said, well, it's better I stop. And I tried to change the subject because even me, because when we go outside that village and we look a little far away, we can see already the lights from that city because the city, the castles, the Europe, at the castle in the hill, we can see the lights far away from the city. I just see the lights next to the city already. And I don't know, something must be we maybe we talk and we forget we talking, but she know because she have close encounters too already when she was a child. She's still a child. She has 19 years old, and and that's it. We don't talk, and it's funny because when we go, I'm a driver, slow. So I drive slow, not fast. And always when we go with my daughter a little far away, she turned to me and said, "Hey, maybe we got lucky again. We got that strange right again for this, the right for you travel real fast." But we still when we talk with my daughter. We talk about this subject, and it's strange. And there was two people. There was if it was one, okay, maybe we thinking something, we drive and think something, and we pass because we do that a lot, 1,000 times do that road. But it was two, and the funny thing, and the one surprise is because usually the missing time it's like I did. mm, Sorry, 1986. I'm missing at least half hour and this one is different. I never can do all that road, go through that village uh, with 12 minutes. They take me 12 minutes, and that was strange because when we stop and my dogs start ask things, I look at the clock and there was 11:12. They passed 12 minutes, you know, and we still don't know what's happened that night.
Missing time is so bizarre. It's always it's freaked me out. With people who experience missing time. So like, you obviously weren't aware that time was essentially passing quicker than you were even realizing it. It had just gone from 11 to 11:12, and that was it.
But this one, there was different because you, it looks like the time comes short because I did that in 12 minutes. At least I take half hour because go inside that it's a small village, but you must go slow, you know. Uh, it's I play with when I tell this story. I say, okay, I give $10,000 if somebody can do that road in 12 minutes because it's totally impossible. And they have another thing: the people must be real slow because they have wild porks. They could be have a lot of accidents in that area. They die a guy with a motorcycle one day because the wild porks they living over there, and we don't understand what's happened that night.
So it's not just a straight road you can go 100 kilometers an hour on. It's obviously it takes a fair distance. You have to slow down when you go through the village, and there's lots of turns
And
and
the village have that speed bump,
yeah, yep,
and the real big ones you must be real slow.
yeah.
Uh, and no, that was it's totally impossible. It's totally impossible. You do that, you know. But the thing is, we don't remember nothing. I Because I even can remember I was stopping that stop sign. I don't remember that. When I wake up, I was that in the stop sign already, and it's half mile from like almost 2 kilometers from my house, you know. And that was real strange, and that was good. For one reason, it's my daughter was with me because we're sure but if it was just the clock from the car, there must be a mistake and something wrong with the clock. But there was the cell phone for my daughter confirmed there was 11 p.m. and the 11:12 uh, when we arrived. I don't know how we arrived that location, you know.
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, You mean obviously your daughter was with you, so it's not like this is just you saying it's like you both experienced the same thing at the same time. You have the digital time on the phone and in your car,
Yeah,
both confirm that this large amount of time has just completely disappeared, and you have no memory, which I think is yeah, that's I think to me that's the scariest part. Is a lot of I've heard a lot of stories about people with missing time, and yeah, it's always the same thing. They can never remember what happened. But I mean, you were
yeah,
driving a car. It's not like you were just sitting in your house watching television. You were actually behind the wheel of a vehicle. I mean, anything could
yeah.
have happened during that time, but you arrived to your destination safely. But there's just no recollection of how you got
And
there.
that's just not like our way, we can drive and we start thinking. No, we have a lot of, curves, and
Mm.
it's not like a simple road,
No,
Plus, like I told you, if you, of course, I don't remember if any car come from the front to us because I don't remember nothing about the ride. But if you come another car, we must slow, give a F road for him, another F road for us. How much we go outside the road? How small the road is? Of course, I don't remember nothing about that trip, and I'm pretty sure we don't find any cards in that time. And another thing, we have drink and the food for we stop in that hill, like we do all the time, except if it rain, we do that. And this is one of the first questions in my mind, oh, why we don't stop at that hill and
mm.
like we do always. And we have before that hill, we have two stop signs, and we don't we don't remember nothing, and it was real strange.
Yeah, it's a truly strange account. Like, not to mention, I mean, this is not just like a random occurrence with you. This has happened throughout your life. You've seen lights in the sky. You've had multiple situations where you've had missing time and no recollection of it. So it's not like it's a one-off thing. This continually has happened throughout your life, which I think is yeah one of the most just interesting parts of it. You've just had so many different types of encounters, and they keep happening.
Yeah, yeah, they keep it. A couple weeks, I got that feeling something will happen, and it's it's like a normal thing for me because I grown up with all that things, and it's funny because I saw one day Mr. Bigelow tell the story about this uh, something strange in the house, and the wife. So a lot of times when they go into bed, you want to try to talk with her because it was the first time he saw something strange, but she saw so many times he just falls asleep like nothing happened. This is what happened with me. I saw so many things. It's so many different things. It's one more thing for tell. And this is that's happened. This is that happened with. But like missing times, as far as I remember, there was that too. And it's funny because 2000, 2006, 2006, I I I met the director of the APO. It's Association Portuguese of UFO, and well, talk all some stuff happened with me. And one day he called me and asked me if you want to go to the meeting because they have a meetings every last Saturday each month because there was the famous uh, woman, the Dr. Gilda Moura. I don't know if you're listening about that. This lady, she's from Brazil, Gilda Moura. She was worked with John Mack a long time ago. John Mack, and I said, okay. He said, okay, it's about the adoptees. If you want to come, just listen what she said. I said, okay, I'm going. And this is, like that. Well, I was sit down with my ex-wife and my daughter at that time, uh, 2006. No, no, it's just there was just me and my son and my ex-wife, and we sit down and listening. Dr. Gilmore talk about adoptees, missing times, uh, and they have a break after 2 hours, 2 hours something. They have a break, and when we go to the break, I have something unlocked memory. I got it, and I never forget that. And I told after because I got the section curation with Dr. Gilda in 2019. I talk about that thing that day with her, and the memory I remember is I never forget that I was inside some kind of ship, and I just walking in the corridor, and that I don't see with my eyes, but I can feeling they have two tall ones, gray ones, walk with me in the corridor. I passed one in my right side. I passed one empty room, nothing. Just have uh, there was nothing over there. I passed one, two, three. The room four. I look, and they have a child's play. They have a child all age until maybe 16, 17 years old. They're all kind, even the looks like the diapers kids, real young kids, child. And I stop and I look at that one, all the kids, and all the kids look at me. All they have no shoes, and they have like a rope, white rope, all them. And I remember all different uh, race, they have. And I remember a girl, Native American. She looked at me, and I look at her, and it looks like I know her from somewhere. Well, after that, I just keep walking with them and unlock. It's gone. But I never forget that thing. And I'm pretty sure I was living that thing in some moment when I was a child. I say when I was a child because when I look at Native American girl, she has about 11, 12 years old, and I look her eyes to eyes. If this thing real happened, that unlocked memory, I must have the same age of the girl because I don't look at her above or no, there was straight in her eyes, and like I said, but it's unlocked memory. It's not real. I can tell this real happened, but what I understand, it's that thing happened, that unlocked memory happened because Gilda Moore talked about adoptees and that moment talk about missing time and something come in my mind and I start remember something happened when I was a child.
Interesting. So, do you think this was an actual memory?
I think yes because when I about 2 years ago I be here already in the United States again and I watched a movie and let me go back. Like I said before, until 10 years old, I was living in Germany, and I was sick. I don't know. My mother never explained what kind of sick I have for a couple of years, and I remember my father take me to in the middle parking with a lot of trees, and all these years, I would ask them, what kind of sick I have, because I remember my father take me when I was a real kid, a child, maybe 4 or 5 years old, or less than that, and I go to the parking with him, and almost all my family go to German immigrant, and I asked my aunt, my uncle, nobody remember that. Even my father, I don't remember. I go with you in the parking with you, walking in. I said, and there was a little confusion. And one day I was watch a movie, Tom Hanks movie. It's about mafia movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. I was just walking.
Sorry to interrupt. I'm just about to run out of time again. Sorry.
It's okay.
So I'll just end this and I'll just start another one and then we can go again. Okay.
Okay.
So
And like I said, I don't remember the movie, but the movie is about the mafia and the it's a Timex. And one part of the movie, watch the movie, and in that moment, uh, the part of the movie, you look at the mirror, and when you turn, I got another unlocked memory, and that unlocked memory, they go help me. understand why my family nobody remember when I talk. My father walk with me in the parking in between the trees because I think I have a problem, lungs problem or something like that. Because now it's I was working so long time. I'm still in hospital, and the unlocked memory they come to different. I was walking the park with a man, and and that there was a rule of seconds, and I try run away from the man, and when the man hold me strong in my arm and turned to me. When he turned, there was not my father. There was a guy. In that time, my father, if he had 6 years old, my father had 31 in that time. And there was a man, I don't know, more than 80s. And his eyes, real black ones. And the skin of the face, it's like they make a curve in the face. And that's it. It's done. They unlock memory. But from that one, I remember and understand why nobody remember that moment when I was walking with my father because they never was my father. But like I said, this is another unlocked memory, And but if you go start thinking, is everything begin not maybe not from that night at the light above the trees. Maybe they happen real early in German already because my father told me one day. My mother doesn't like to talk about that, and she deny everything because she don't want to talk about that kind of thing. But my father said one day he was watched the time the Cassius Clay boxer in America in German because the different time they watched that combat 2-3 o'clock in the morning at the German. It said one day and in the same building some brothers and living in the same building and all together the men watched the Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay play the combat. And he said one night everybody leaving, he turned the TV off when they go in the bed. And I was maybe 2-3 years old on the thing. The TV turned on again. He told me that. He go over there and turn. He said, "Oh, there must be an old TV," and he turned off again. And when he go in the bed, and that TV did that for 3 times until it just unplugged from the wall, and for the TV doesn't turn on anymore. And I start thinking about, like I said, maybe nothing happened, nothing start for the light. Maybe this thing start with me since I'm real child. But like I said, it's unlocked memory. It's not. I can't tell you it's the real happen or not.
What do you think they mean?
Excuse me.
What do you think the unlocked memories mean?
I think why this happened with the. I think I think it's like a code. In the when you saw or you listen something, and it's in the memory forever. They did to me. They lock. This is like the missing time where we don't remember anything in the missing time. And this is the same. And what I believe is like a code. And when I saw that Tom Hanks at the movie, that unlocked memory come and I start remember everything because that man was used this almost the same closer than the Tom on the movie or the Tom Hanks used. You understand?
Yeah.
And with the head, everything. And this is why I believe that I got that unlocked memory. Because after that I wait for I call my mother and I asked some clothes possible my father used, and I know my father never used that kind hat and that kind, even gloves. I never saw my father with gloves, and that man never gloves. And there was totally different how they were. But like I said, it's just unlocked memory. That's it.
Yeah, interesting. Going back to the ship and you describing the greys walking you around, like what else did you see when you locked into this memory?
Well, I remember the walls. It's just light, and you can see where from the lights. It's light. It's light. The floor is between gray and blue one. This what I remember. And I remember all that rooms. They have a windows, and it's a black. We can see anything from that window. It's so black, and all the four rooms, even the room with the kids. That and I remember one special kid that must be the old one. They have a yellow red hair. I'm sorry, a yellow hair. I remember that. I remember that girl and the little kid play with the cubes. Uh, there must be, I don't know, there must be less than 2 years. It's a real. There was not just one. There was, I think, it's two or three kids play with the little cubes, and they play with that one. But when I stop at that door and look at them, all the kids, all they look at me and they look at me until I'm start walking. When I start walking away, unlocked memory stop. I don't remember anything more about that.
What do you think they were doing with the kids? Like, were they human beings, or do you think they were some kind of like
For all my
hybrid?
life now, studying all that, what I think is there must be hybrids kids or something like that.
Yeah,
This is what I
that's what I
think
was
it
thinking.
was. That's what I think that it must be, And his face, there was like surprise and see me over there, And but like I said, I never forget that girl, with 12 years old. It looks like I know her for somewhere, but I don't know.
It's an
But
absolutely incredible experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I got that the when I talked with Dr. Gilda, and we decided to do the section configuration section, and she said, okay, I I did with 2019, and what they come in the configuration is I was a kid. Uh, this is why I don't know if this thing happened with that white light of that missing time in the 1986, but I believe more there was the white the with the light because and in the regressions, hypnotic regressions, I saw me I walk in the street and they come a yellow light come just around me and they just pick up me to inside the ship. I don't see the ship. I see just the yellow one. When I see the when I see me again, I was laid down on the table, and they have two small gray ones next to me, next to my head, and they have the two big ones, the tall ones, gray ones, a little far away from the table. And my legs, it's open, and they have that yellow light from my feet until my genital. Um, and after a while, in the duration time, I saw another being come inside in the room, and you have that feeling, even the duration, you have that feeling, oh wow, this guy is the boss. And it's funny because that two tall ones, gray, they step back when that being inside the room. And I remember they have my right side, they have a window, but it's all dark too. And that being with a rope, green between green and dark blue rope, they go close to me and look at me and look at that two small gray ones, and you just walk away from the room. And that one is insectoid types, that being, and they surprised me because I always think the close encounter I have they're gonna be the reptilians, but not. There was the insectoid type, the mantis. They call the mantis. Also, they call mantis too, and that's where they come the aggressions, and they're supposed to come doing again but they come to where we are in 2019. They come the COVID time, and the lady they go back to Brazil, and she never go back to Portugal again. And I'm real sad about that because I want to see more stuff what's happened with me.
So this tall being, he was an insectoid, like or a
Yeah,
mantis. Interesting. So, what, did he look like a human, or is he walking on like all fours or something? You see, he was wearing a robe.
yeah. You use a rope in the head to cover all the head, and I can see just the face when the that that being go real close to my face, and this is why I see it's different. And of course, with all these years in this area, I figured out right away this insectoid type. And it's the funny thing, if in the regression you can feel the power of that being when Walt step to the room,
Yeah.
not just because I see that two tall ones back up when that guy come, but you can feel like, oh, well, this guy's the boss of all
Hmm.
this. You can feel, and that's what happened the Russians time. And it's funny because before 2018, our my ex-girlfriend, not my wife, my ex-girlfriend, one day, this is a strange thing, is she doesn't care about UFOs, aliens, nothing. So she is that it's possibly a life, another planets that, but I don't care about that. If you have UFOs, I don't care. But and one day she called me and said, "Okay, I go cook." I remember it was fish, and I go into your house, and we have a lunchtime together. And I said, "Okay," and she come, and I prepare everything in the kitchen and she bring the food, and when she, after 5-10 minutes, she was in the kitchen with me. She look at me and she stopped and just look at me, and I said, "What's happened?" And that was for seconds, really fast. I said, "Oh, nothing, nothing." Well, we got the lunch, and I know she is real strange. Something must be happened. Uh, and I said, "Look, but what's happened before we lunch?" "Okay, I gotta tell you. When I look at you, I don't see you. I saw a bug," as she called a bug. He said, "This is real strange." And this has come from a woman. She doesn't care about anything about UFOs, nothing there. And I said, "Oh, what do you mean a bug?" She called a bug. "Yeah, there was not you. I just look and I can see you. I see a bug, it looks like it's in the front of you." And we go sit down at the sofa, and I start show some different aliens on the internet. When they come the insectoid type, she said, "Oh, look like this one," she said. And and it's if it was a girl care about that kind of subject, I understand. Maybe she's confused, but she never saw picture from insectoids. Even for that, she never seen nothing about grays. Yes, because the movies. That's you know. Well, after a while, we was in the bed, and she looked at me again with that strange looking, and she said, "What's happened?" And that time she was real sick with cancer, and and I said, "Oh, you feel well? Something is wrong?" And she looked at me. She doesn't say nothing for a couple of seconds, and I say, "Oh, okay. I'm not feel. I must go to the kitchen, drink some water. I must." And she just walked, and I followed because I don't know because she was sick now, and and she said, "I remember that day when I see a bug in the kitchen. Yeah, I saw that thing again in the bed. I look at you. I saw that bed, but this time I saw that big black eyes close to me, and I got a message. So painful. Looks like," she said, "looks like you have a knife in my brain how pain the message was. And the message was, you must leave this guy. You can't be date with this guy anymore. You know, this is not why we break. The reason not break, but uh, and this is strange because it's real strange how this thing happened. And the one thing is, and I know that because it happened with my ex girlfriend and my ex wife, and I know already if the people start come too close to me, they start to see things too, special shadows. My wife saw, my ex-wife saw, my ex-girlfriend in his house. Sometimes they saw shadows. And after we broke and I come to break and we come to ninth state, she never saw anything more. Everything stopped. A matter of fact, she come about 5 days ago. I think 5 days ago, she come out 2-3 times a week. And I asked her if we talking something and they come and I asked, and she said no. After you go to ninth state, I never saw nothing anymore. Everything stopped. You know, and this will happen with a friend of mine too. We at the job, he starts see things, you know, too. I know. If the people come too close, they start saw some stuff too.
Interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. So does your daughter and stuff still do they see things around you?
Yeah, yeah. Matter of fact, um, one night she was in the bed. She has, I don't know, I don't remember the age she has that time. And 2018, she born 2007. She has 11 years old. Yeah, 11 years old. This was because I look here because I have dates here, and therefore I don't forget the dates. So many things and forget the date. And she's in the bed. She's almost go sleep, and she saw that big shadow. She said there must be around 3 meters. How high that shadow was in the next at the window, and she looked at that was scared, and I don't. She doesn't remember anything. In the morning, she has. I can send you if by mail the picture. She has three marks, three doubles marks in the neck. You know. I talked with my ex-wife about that, and after a couple of days, that thing just gone, like nothing was there. She even doesn't go in the doctor, nothing, because that might. The first time we think it's because she do, she play with the horses, and they must use the helmet, and the first time we think they must be that, but no, because we go see the helmet, they have not kind doubles, nothing, they have nothing that it's all line up, the lines have not, they can be marked that three doubles, and it's not a coincidence. That night that she saw that Sharon, and in the morning you have that three marks in the neck. You know,
It's so strange.
and this will keep in my family the part of my mother. Like I said before, we talk that like we like to talk about soccer or something like that. But it's the same. Because almost everybody saw things my family, and want to see different. I remember one day they just told me about that lights, that small lights go through the walls and the ceiling. Uh, when there was a kids, my aunt and my uncle, because I told them about some story happened with me about a sphere, small sphere. They happened one night. I can tell this is 2021. Um, I was at the bed, well, uh, and I look at, I look at. Well, I was in bed, but I was not sleeping yet, and all is dark, the bedroom, and I saw a small light, a sphere, a red one, go through the wall and stop under the window. And at that moment, when I saw that, just sit down in the bed and look at that light. Uh, After a couple seconds, they come another one through the wall and they stop next that one. And after a couple seconds again, they come another one and they stop. All the three, they stop in the same eye and the perfect geometry, they stop. And I just look at that thing. That thing start move. All the three together. It looks like they was together, real together around the bed. And I just look at that thing. When there was this side, the right side, they move around my bed, and from the left side. And the way it was in the left side, they go up, down, and they go the same eye again, and they just go do it again. And this time, when there was the way they come from the next wall, the same wall, they all the three just go through the wall and just gone. I just I just turned I get out of the bed, just turn the light, look all the room, write down everything so I don't forget. And I'm sure in the morning I wake up, I said, "Yep," and I look at the paper now. This thing really happened last night. I write everything down here, you know. And this is because I tell that my aunt and my uncle, they start talking about the lights they saw too when they was a kids. They come and don't forget, it's not the walls. It's not like here. It's wood. It's concrete. You know.
Mm.
And another thing is about my aunt and my uncle and my grandmother. They saw the lights. They live in the place. They have no light. They use a candle. You know. They can be anything mistake. You can say, oh, maybe there was the light that turned the light by himself. No, they have no lights. That time they have no lights. They use candles, you know. And that time my uncle said when we moved to village because they live in the ranch. When they moved to village, one day he was with my aunts in the bed and for sleeping, and they saw before that in the village they have light. The light start blinking first, and there must be something wrong with the light of the candle. Some that I'm not the candle, the light. After that, the light turned off, and they saw a couple lights go through the wall. They said they come a few, they come more and more. They said there must be more than 20 lights, white lights. They start, my aunt said, they start dancing around us in the bed. And my uncle said, one of the things real strange is the maneuver what the lights doing. It was so fast, and they never crash each other. After that, he said it's like a feeling that somebody called the lights because all the lights in the same time they go all the same. The place they come, the place going through the wall and just gone, you know. And this we talk about all our family, so things like that. It's impossible. That must be a mistake. This no, it's totally impossible. You know, when I told my story, this is when my aunt and my uncle tell that story about that lights too. They come. Sometimes they come from the ceiling. Sometimes they come from the walls. And one thing is, they happen with me. They happen just one time that time, but with them they happen more than one time. But my uncle said one thing is, if they come from the ceiling, when they go back, they go from the ceiling. If they come from the wall, when they go back, they go from the same place where they come from. They never come from the ceiling and leaving from the wall. Now they come from where the place they come from is the place they go back. He said it looks like when they go back, it looks like somebody called them. You know, it's just all together. They're just leaving. You know.
That's really interesting. My my brother's old boss had a very similar thing happen to him about 10 years ago. He's kind of a conduit for weird things happening. He's a carpet layer. And my brother was his apprentice, And he said one night, similar thing. He was in bed with his wife. He was asleep, and he sees lights coming through the wall. But he thought it was a car. Like he thought he'd left a blind open, and the car light was coming through the bedroom window. But I think he woke up, saw the light, the blinds were closed, and he thought, okay, that's weird. Goes back to sleep. The lights comes through the wall again. Then all of a sudden he says two grey aliens walk around his bed, and he just thinks it was a dream. He wakes up in the morning. His wife is a bit like on edge. She's a bit anxious. He starts talking to her and says, I had this really weird dream about this light coming through a wall. And she goes, I did too. And she goes, did you have grey beings like coming through the wall or opening the doors? Like, yeah, same thing. It's like, oh, I had this alien thing walking around the bed looking at me. So they both had the same dream, same night, and it's this same similar thing, this light coming through a wall. Super bizarre. He never really figured out what it meant or anything. I think he didn't really think too much of it. I think he just thought it was a dream, but I thought it was very weird that people don't usually have the same dreams.
When there was a teacher from the college, they have a group. It's a different group in Portugal studying UFOs too. And because I was on TV show for a couple of times, and one day they called me, and I was talking, and one guy started, we were studying the father and the son about the paralyzed, and they take them both in the same time, and they bring them back, and they don't remember anything. We were talking about that, the guys, and I'm just listening. And that moment, I think, well, something is wrong here because they said that even the father and the son, they know there was not in the room, but it's like hologram they make they be not afraid, and they make the hologram like he was in the room. You understand? And for the father and the son in different rooms, for they have no afraid, but all they got adoptee, and they take him after the paralyzed, and they bring them back, and always they think they was in the room all the time, but it's not true. They take them and they bring them back. And of course, I was start thinking about my time when I was a kid and paralyzed. And this happened on Friday, that meeting. And I just drive right away. Saturday, I drive right away to the house, my parents, and I go in my room. It was my room when I was a kid. And I start looking, the furniture I have in that time, there was almost impossible. I was run so fast from that room, and I just don't kick something, And I started thinking maybe nothing happened in that room. They just take me and brought me back. That's what I think for the strange experience about that I was listening about that father and son. I never met that people. I just met I just know the teachers they studying that case. And there was that's just like your brother. This thing is they think it's a dream, but not that things really happen. But the unlocked memory, it's almost all the time for them, except the beginner. This is the lock because this is what I understand for what's happened with your brother. They lock just the beginner when they take them, and when they bring them back again, and they lock again for you to remember. Well, now what is the remember? It's like me. Oh, the things happen in this room. No, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't happen in that room. It's just idea. This is what I figured out for myself. The things happened when I was a kid. After a long time, after 35, 40 years, when I met that guys. This can be happening with your brother too.
Yeah, it's so weird. So interesting. I wonder how many people do have unlocked memories that don't even realize it.
Yeah.
There's probably millions of people out there that have had similar experiences or yeah, something like that happen, but just have no idea, or just think it's a dream and just want to move on.
Yeah, a lot of people think it's a dream, but not really. You know, I never saw like marks like my daughter, nothing in my body, you know.
Mm,
Uh, and sometimes that you can see, well, if you have a mark in your body, so, this that can be just a dream because I have something here in my arm or for parts of
mm,
your body, you know. But I never have that. My daughter, that she has that night, that
mm.
that marks.
So you've never had any marks or like anything, any weird scratches or
No,
anything, or
no.
no?
As I remember, no, I never have that, you know.
Mm,
But maybe I will, you know, you don't forget because I just started to realize things after 1987. Before, if you have a mark, I think, oh, I may fall down, I'll play soccer and something happened and I even doesn't feeling. I never go think, oh, it must be because that night or something like that. I never go think about that, you know, because
mm,
uh, I, I when I was in the MUFO and I listen to people, a lot of people afraid about things happen with them and have afraid and complain why me and I accept the paralyzed. I never ever afraid of anything. Matter of fact, sometimes I was walking by my not the calls, just I go by myself that place, be over there looking at the sky. I never ever afraid anything at all. And I saw a lot of things. And I think whatever what they did with me, they must be helped me in some stuffs, you know. And this is
Yeah, there's obviously a reason for it. I don't think it's just
yeah,
random. There has to be some type of reason why you've been contacted so many times.
yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes something's happened with my life before I have that feeling. Don't do that, or
Mm,
go for you know. And I know what the thing is in my mind. It's not just I thinking, oh, I'm not going to no something. It's not a voice, but it's something going inside my mind. But it's not telepathy. It's real strange to describe how you got that information because it's not telepathy because I have not any kind of language and it's no voice, nothing. But the things go. It's like they take they go inside your brain right away, you know, and you see the things not like a words. You see like hologram or something like that. You can see not your eyes, but your brain. The
mm,
things will be happen, and they happen a lot of times with me, you know. Something it's nothing with big reason, you know. It's like I remember one day I was in Connecticut when I was because I was living my first time in Connecticut state, and I was with another guy working in the maintenance condominium, American person, and I was standing with him next to him, and they have a street to go inside the condominium. And I turned to him and say, "Look, Walter, pretty soon they come black car. The black car, they go turn, stop in the number 443, I don't remember, house, and they outside they come a woman with a dress, long dress. They go inside house, pick up a box, take the box inside the car, and just drive away. When I say that, they come a car. Right, I said. Black car. They stop the woman. It's a matter of fact, it's from Mexican woman. They go inside. I was just make a mistake. One thing, I saw just one box, and she bring two boxes, and just dropped in the car, and she just drive. And Walter will look at me and say, "How you know?" I just saw that thing seconds before the thing happened. This is why I know, and this is happened with my daughter and my son too. Not too much like my daughter, and this happened with my life. I remember one day we go play soccer on a Sunday, and I turned to my friend and say, tomorrow there was a real nice Sunday, and Saturday. And I say, Sunday we go play in the. I I have that feeling, and in the middle of the game, the judge, they're gonna stop the game because it will be rained so much we can be finish the game. You don't believe me? In the break time of the game, the judge go to our coach and say we can't play anymore. There's rain so much we can't play. We must stop, turn again the second half for another day. And this is friends. I told them, and the people say, oh, well, what is important? This well, a game of no. The important is the message. It's not what's happened or forever. It is. It's the message. What the you know. For just remember, we be with you. We be watch you forever. You going for you. We be watching. And they follow me forever where I'm going. And it, it's I don't. For me, it's funny because I was living all my life with that kind of things.
Very interesting. Like you've got an absolutely amazing story. Um, yeah, it's just incredible. You've had so many different things happen to you over the course of your life, from seeing lights in the sky to the missing time, the memories. It's amazing. Really incredible story.
I always said for all pattern of the UFO areas, all the stuff. As far as I know, I just have nothing in my body. For another things, I be see a lot of different things, a
Mm,
lot of different things, and but that was my life, and it
mm,
still be, and about the got a message for what's going to happen. This was normal for me, The
mm,
it it's things doesn't make too much sense and for but I know why this thing happened. It's just for you. Okay, you just keep on the road. Don't go out the road. This is why I feel. Just keep because we watch you. Just be in the road, And I remember one day because this book came 2025, but in Portuguese they come 2010, and October 2nd, 2010, and I have some special place where I sell a lot of things, and my daughter too. It's a Dolman Celtic stuff with 5,000 years old, and I grabbed the book uh, October 11, 9 days after, and I go in that place, and this is ceiling. It looks like science fiction, but they happen. Uh, all my life is like looks like a science fiction, but uh, and I was there with the book, and I'm sit down in the top of the dome because it's like stones like that, and they have one in the top. I was sit down, and I look uh, at the sky, and I ask, but talking, what are you gonna do with this now? All my life with this book, what are you gonna do with this? This they don't take too long. They come a message in my brain. And the message was the book will be touched in the four corners of the planet. Well, for a human being, what you go think is, well, it must be a bestseller or something like that. And always the book is not for money. You can tell in the YouTube or forever, uh, in your podcast, because the book is free in my Instagram. Just everybody can go over there and take the book by PDF. It's free. I don't want money for nothing for the book. And
could I just interrupt? Sorry,
Yeah,
we're just about out of time again, so I'll end this one and I'll start another one, and then yeah, we can wrap this up. Okay. So I'll just end this one. Sorry about this. My
that's okay. That's okay.
first time recording. Okay, I'll just send you another link in a moment.
There was nice. There was nice. There was nice talk with you, and you got another one, and it's about Fatima. Fatima is really interesting things. Mhm.
Yeah, yes, it should be very interesting. Like, yeah, I've always been interested in that, and I actually don't really know much about it either. Funny.
Fatima, next Fatima, we have a city named Tumare, and when the Pope king's time. They want to kill all the Crusades guys,
Mm.
you know, and they run away and they go begin again in Tumar, the new Crusades group, and this happened in Portugal. In the This is about 5 kilometers. I don't know. You guys in Australia, do you use miles or kilometers?
Kilometers. We used to use miles
Yeah,
until
kilometers.
the 80s, I think, and then everything went back to the metric system.
In kilometers. It's about 5 kilometers
Okay.
from Fatima to Tumar. It's a real strange place to
Yeah.
a lot of things. Okay, I don't take more time for you, and
Yeah.
we will
Um,
see.
we'll just close this out. Just go into your book and just plug your book and where to find it, and then yeah, we can wrap this up. And
Yeah,
yeah.
because if you're reading the beginner, because it's beginning of GCS is the name of the book. If you're reading they have all the picture places where the things happen. I
Mm.
take picture like I told about the dolmens and if you after that, I don't know if you want to just talk about Fatima or you want to keep talking about another stuff too.
Yeah, we'll keep going. I think in the second part, we'll just go into anything you want to talk about. Fatima, yeah, codes, anything like that.
Okay, okay, that's fine.
But for
Okay.
now, just plug your book. Tell people where they can find you.
Uh, yeah, the book is in Amazon, but you can tell the people too about my Instagram. You can go over there in PDF, and the book is free.
Awesome. So, what's your Instagram?
DCE point Alves.
Okay, cool. And I think I'll have you back for a part two. We'll get into Fatima and codes and a bunch more stuff.
Okay. Okay.
But thank you, Antonio, for joining me. You're my first
Welcome.
guest. It's
Thank you for being first.
it's been a great interview. I've really enjoyed talking to you. Yeah, thank you for joining me. And
Welcome. Anytime. Just if you need when you read the book, if you need any question, just go by my Instagram. Just send me the notes, and I'll give you the answer.
yeah, I think I'll go through it and I'll have to come up with some questions for part two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Just but if something you don't understand, the this is this is the code of Fatima. They come in the newspaper 1917. And everything begin here with this code. And I tell you, 99.9% of the Portuguese don't know about this code.
interesting. We're definitely gonna have to get
Because
into that into
yeah,
part two. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All set. And just reading, and you can get a lot of questions, and talk. Sometimes when I talk about my daughter, they want to know more about my daughter. But always I said, okay, in off I can tell things what my daughter can doing, and because she has a special gift, and but she don't like me talking in the podcast about that. And I understand, she has 19, friends and all the kind, and I understand it's embarrassing, and it's a real strange gift, like when somebody will die,
Mm.
it's a real strange gift. She did already with family. I think it's 6 or 7 people already.
Wow.
And yeah, and I just tell you it's a real short. And one day we was with her and my niece and my sister and the cousin, another cousin. I have a lot of cousins. And we have a lunchtime, and they come. My uncle and come to us and just say, "How you guys doing?" Blah blah blah. And we finished the lunch, and I go drive to her mother. This is Sunday night, Sunday afternoon, And you know, all in that road, I saw in 1986 that light dance in the road. You remember I told you about missing that 45 minutes of the half hour. In that road, she looked at me and said, she did that before, but this is a real quick. She said, you know one thing, that I never go see my uncle again. This is the last time. This is a guy of 65 years old. And I said, why? I just know, but I know already because for another one. And this is Sunday, Tuesday, 4 o'clock in the morning. My another uncle called me. He was that.
Oh, wow.
He died. Yeah. And
Yeah.
she, uh, it's her parents from the side of the mother, her parent, grandparents. I'm sorry, grandparents from the side of the mother. She has this happened 2007. She have 6 years old, and one Saturday, Friday, they go for the grandparents. They go travel to a country house, and they go say goodbye to my daughter and her mother, and they just left. In the Saturday morning, they drive to the country house. Well, when they left, my daughter turned to this is the first time she said that. Turned to mother and said, "You know one thing, I never go see my grandparents again. That was the last time." Well, there was a kid, 6 years old. My wife, my ex-wife, uh, doesn't really. So kid. Saturday in the morning, they got an accident. Both die in that car accident. You know, and another story, real quick. It's this happened the last time. Now, she was eating with mother. Who told me that? Who told me that is my ex-wife told me this, and she said, "Hey, you don't listen? A car accident? You said you listen to the noise outside car accident?" And my ex-wife said, "No, I don't listen to anything. No, no, look, you know, there, there must be a car accident. Just and they both go outside and they look at the street, nothing, everything normal. When they come inside after 1 2 hours, my ex-wife got a phone. They have an accident, and one of the friends of my daughter died in that accident. You know, it's this was my daughter. No one going any place talking about that because this is real strange. And this happened with I think 6 or 7 people already. She did that. One day we make funny because she look at I was driving. She looked at me, and I told her, what's happened? No, 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 you don't go die yet. Don't worry. But it's from real child. She has that kind of thing. And one day she told she has a 3 4 years old, and she has a lot of free water, and we pay for some for have lessons of swimming, you know. And we was there, and the teacher they have so many kids, and my daughter go down, like and I tell for the teacher, look, she just keep going down on the swimming pool, and the guy said, okay, I'm going. But when he was close to her, she come up and grabbed the corner of the swimming pool. And after a couple of months, one day she turned to my ex-wife and said, you know one thing, that guy doesn't save me. This is a kid with I think it's 3 4 years old. I said, the teacher doesn't save me. You know, when the teacher arrived, I was saved already. And she said, I was go deep, and I saw me by myself in the top of the swimming pool. I saw my image in the top. This is a kid talking about 4 years old, talk this story, and that image, my image, grabbed me and pulled me from the swimming pool. That was not the teacher, and and I said, okay. And what we figure out that she must be, I don't know, experienced after that or something like that, And from that day, they start see that things people die when the people die and all that kind of things. It's a real, she is really something.
Mm.
And but of course, that's some hosts from the podcast on that. I tell all this story about, but they must be off since you don't want that thing come out. And they asked me if you go talk with her. I said, first, she doesn't speak English. Second, don't forget that she never go in the podcast tell these stories.
Mm.
And I know even our mother and me, we ask all the time, if you see things, but she deny all the time. She don't want to talk about, but we know she must see more things than she talks about. But the last one, there was the car accident. His friend died in the car accident, and there was the moment of the car accident happened, and the kid died when she turned as mother say, "You don't listen. There was an accident in the street. You see the crash. You don't listen to the crash." And there was nothing in the street. There was an accident of that kid, and die. And it's so strange. So it's more unbelievable than the close encounters that I have. Because this so we talked here things after that. It is really different.
Mm.
But
Very interesting, but
it's
also, yeah,
mhm.
very weird.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. It is. And if you look, she's that kind of kid. She sit down, pie or something. She just sit down and look around. And she look at everything what's happened. It's but
Mm.
and it's real hard talk with her about stuff. And we keep going. Just tell. Nothing all the time. Nothing. No. And I believe in because this the happened with the kid. There must be almost 1 year already, I think. Uh, and for she grow up, she's come more. What you call that? She doesn't talk more. You understand? She just keep for her everything she saw. And sometimes I say, look, if you don't talk, maybe I can help you because I was in this stuff all my life. No, everything it's okay, everything it's okay. But I don't think so. It's like that, you know. But like I said, this run in my family. Oh, and,
Mm.
my grandmother, my grandfather, always, I don't know what's happened, but the mother of my grandmother, I don't know if it happened because, like I said, everything that time still is a religion thing. That it never be UFO stuff, you know, and but I don't know why. I don't know. It's DNA. I don't know if they're looking for with us. And I know we are not a have a lot of families have that experience. Come from past till the kids. What I understand for what be research, another families, more. It's like let me my daughter have more gifts, more perfect than mine, and mine is a little more perfect than mine. My mother, you understand me?
Mm.
More they going, more to go be perfect is, and my daughter when they have a child, I believe they go better gifts than her as. Just remember, I don't know if you saw that series for Steven Spielberg, Taken.
Yes, I
You
did.
never saw.
Yeah, I did.
There was the same. If it from 16s, the Helens keep going with DNA
Mm.
until that little girl is more alien than the human being are already, you know. And I don't say it, that it's a movie. That we are far. My family is far away from that, but but what I understand is that is we keep going. And if if you are in the middle of my family, the side of my mother, and we start talking about this subject, everybody have something to say. Everybody have something to say, and it's like that. Okay,
All
if you
right.
have some questions,
I think we'll leave it there and we'll pick this up in part 2. I'll get into the book and I'll come up with some questions for you.
okay, that's fine. Okay,
But
thank you.
once again, thank you for joining me, Antonio. It's been a
Thank you for
pleasure.
invite me. There was real good time when we were talking.
Yeah, it's a fascinating story. Yeah, just grateful that you could make the time to come on. So, thank you.
Welcome anytime. If any question, just send me by Instagram, by mail, and I'll give you the answer.
I
If you
will.
want, if you want some pictures from that marks, I can send you that picture from my daughter too. It's
Yeah.
I don't know if you in the YouTube you don't have some photos or something like that. I don't know how you working.
Yeah, I actually don't know about photos on YouTube. I think you can put posts and stuff up. But yeah,
Whatever you want doing, just doing. Don't worry about names. It's okay with me. It's fine.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'll let you get on with your night, and I'll see you soon for part 2.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Okay, bye bye.
See ya.
See you.